bookish friends, how we doing today? It is Heather with Belle's Library, and I'm really excited because I'm going to start a really fun reading vlog. I'm going to be reading some of Gabby Reads' favorite reads, and I'm just really excited to see if our tastes align. I feel like as I was going through some of her videos to try and pinpoint exactly which books I wanted to read, we had a lot of books that we've liked in common recently, like Home Before Dark, The Guest List, Clap When You Land. So just a few coming to mind that I know we've both enjoyed recently. So yeah, I'm going to read, I think, 4 books. That's what I've got on the docket that she has read either recently or she talks about often or something like that. So we're going to run through those and then I will vlog as I'm reading through them and we'll see if we have similar taste. Do you like the arms? I'm trying the standing up thing and seeing if I like this or not. So the first book that I'm going to talk about, I feel like Gabby talks about all of the time, The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren. I have read one other Christina Lauren book and loved it, which was Love in Other Words, which I'm sure you guys have heard me talk about a lot. But I feel like Gabby is always talking about the Unhoneymooners, and that's one of her favorite romances. And so I definitely want to give this one a try and see what I think. So we're going to be reading that one. I'm also going to be reading a thriller and a horror book because that is Gabby's kind of recent things. She's been very into reading more horror and thrillers, and that's really what I wanted to try and get in this vlog, especially since it's fall, and I just feel like it's the perfect time to read thrillers and horror during fall. So I was looking back, and I know recently she read Playing Nice by J.P. Delaney, so I'm hoping I can get my hands on that one and read it, because she said she was just thinking about it a lot afterwards, and it just seemed like one that she really enjoyed and was thinking about, and a favorite recently that she read. And then also I was watching one of her videos, I think it was the best book she's read so far in 2020, and she talked about how The Troop by Nick Cutter got her into horror and being interested in that. So I am wanting to read that one as well. I might listen to that one on audio because I know Hoopla has it on audio. So that one, I don't know, might be a bit much to listen to on audio. That one is like a horror, but it's got like weird body horror and like creepy crawly things under the skin or something. I don't know. I've heard it's kind of creepy and gross, so I'm a little nervous about it, but it's also been really popular on booktube lately, so I am curious. And if that's where her horror journey started, we're gonna see how it goes and see if I like it too, and we'll see if our tastes align with these. I feel like I kind of want to rank to see if I would like one more than the other, but these are all just so different. We're not in the same genre, so I don't think I'm going to do that, but we're just going to get started. I just got The Unhoneymooners in Libby, and so that one's going to be the one that I start with. Plus, I'm kind of in a romancy mood. I've been reading a lot of fantasy and horrors and thrillers and stuff, and I just need something a little lighter, so it's perfect that this one is the one where we're going to start. So I will talk to you guys soon. Bye! Okay, so I started The Unhoneymooners, and this morning I was listening to it a little bit as I kind of got my day started, and I literally don't want to put it down. It is so cute. So I'm about to start chapter 8. I'm a third of the way through the book, and oh my gosh, it's just so cute. I was just totally laughing in the kitchen while I was making my coffee. I am loving these two characters. They are just cute and witty and fun, and I don't know, it's making me happy. They're about to go out on an outing on the island, and yeah, I know it's gonna be so funny, and they're just gonna be quipping back and forth at each other, but then at the same time totally falling for each other, and I'm very much enjoying it.
I don't know if I really gave a synopsis on this, so I probably should do that really quick. Olive has a twin sister, and she is getting married. And then the groom, his best man, is his brother. And everybody in the bridal party ends up getting sick from the buffet and, like, violently ill, food poisoning, like, really bad. But Olive and the groom's brother both have separate plates made because she is allergic to shellfish, which is in the buffet, and he just doesn't trust buffets, which, I mean, obviously was a good idea. So they have to take the honeymoon that was originally for the bride and groom, and it is a 10-day trip to Hawaii, and so they are pretending to be a married couple there, but they've also always kind of had a hate-dislike kind of relationship and don't really get along. And so now we are in Maui, and they have run into a couple of different people. They have run into Olive's new boss, and also, gosh, why can't I remember his name? The brother's ex-girlfriend. And so they've kind of had to play it off and are making a little bit of a mess of things for later when they have to go back to real life and these people are going to possibly find out, you know, how are they going to keep up this lie? But yeah, they're also learning a little bit more about each other, and maybe that some of their assumptions about one another haven't quite been accurate. Yeah, it's really cute, and I'm really enjoying it. And I want to keep going with it, but I really need to stop so that I can start doing some schoolwork. So I figured I would stop and film this really fast because maybe it would just get the earbuds out of my ears and I can hopefully get to work. But I'm probably going to finish this really, really soon. So I will talk to you guys soon. And oh my goodness, I finished the Honeymooners and it was so good. Oh my gosh, Gabby, you did not lead me astray at all. That was a 5-star romance for me. I was laughing and smiling and my stomach was flip-flopping and it was just, oh, glorious. Like, same feelings I got from Love in Other Words by Christina Lauren. Those two know how to write a story and I just, oh my gosh, loved it, loved it, loved it. If you guys haven't read The Honeymooners or Love in Other Words, I definitely recommend. But yes, I definitely think this vlog is starting out beautifully with all these reads. So if I love the rest of these as much as I love The Honeymooners, like, I'm reading every single one of Gabby's recommendations because I have to buy that book now. It is so good. It just makes me smile. Like, I'm just thinking about it, I'm smiling. And I finished it so fast because I literally was just like, I can't stop. Like, I have to finish it. And so I just blew through it. I just love their books. Anyways, that's my update. Bye, guys. Alright, friends. I started playing Nice by J.P. Delaney. This was one of Gabby's more recent thrillers that she really enjoyed, and it's giving me some anxiety. I don't know if I'm just because I've been just feeling kind of off and anxious in general. There's been a lot going on with school, so there's been a lot of stress happening. So it may just be me, but this book is giving me anxiety. Every time I pick it up. I really like that this book has short chapters. I think the longest chapter I've read is 9 pages, but they're usually 5-6 pages, so it kind of makes the pace keep moving really well. But this book is about these two families, and they had their babies at a private hospital. Did I say that? 2 families, not 2 babies? I don't know. Anyways, so these 2 families, they both had their babies at a private hospital, and they both had to be ambulanced over to a larger hospital because they needed to go to the NICU. And somehow along the way, the babies get switched. And it's a couple years later. I think both the kids are 2 now, and they obviously got switched, but they figured out that they are switched. And so the parents are trying to figure out what to do and what each couple is feeling about the situation and about the kids. And I don't know, I think it's just giving me so much anxiety because I don't know what I would do in that situation. There's no way that I am giving up my daughter that I have raised and I love and is there. But then what if I see this other child and this child looks like me and I'm just drawn to that child too, but I can't take that child from their parents? I don't know. It just, I'm getting worked up. Anyways, so it's a very interesting concept. I'm curious as to how this is going to go thrillerish. Like, there's definitely been like a few moments where I'm seeing where we see from a couple different perspectives, and the narrator that we're talking through, what's his name, Pete, I think, and the way he's saying things, and he's like, no, I don't do this or that. But then you see another perspective and they're talking about like observations they're seeing about him, and it's like opposite, so you're not really sure who to believe. So I could see how that may end up playing into all of this. But yeah, I'm not totally sure like if everything that we're being told is truthful or not at the moment. And so yeah, I'm curious as to where this one's gonna go. I'm not that far into it. I think I'm about like a quarter of the way through. But I should be able to get some more reading time in later this week. I just have a test tomorrow morning, so today I'm gonna spend like my entire day studying like crazy because this is like so much information in a test. I don't know how it's all gonna fit in my brain. Anyways, quick update. I will talk to you guys soon when I've gotten a little farther. Hi guys, I'm here to update you guys. Last night I finished Playing Nice by JP Delaney, and honestly I'm feeling a little mixed on how I feel about this book. I think that I enjoyed the author's writing. He keeps his chapters like 2 to 6 pages, so you just feel like you're just moving through the book really quick, and you're just like, I can read one more chapter, it's only a couple pages, so you do kind of get a good pace going, which I really appreciated. The book was interesting, and it had a good premise for the most part. I just don't know that it was a premise that was for me. So I'm pretty sure that I mentioned this already, but it's been a little bit, so I'm not sure. Let me tell a little bit about this book. It's about like these two families and their kids get mixed up, their babies, when they are transferred from a private hospital where they were born to a NICU at like a bigger hospital. And so it's 2 years later and they found out that this happened, and the two families are trying to figure out how to deal with this. And they at first seem like they're gonna totally do it like amicably, and then but there's just like this slight air of just something's off, and you don't know if it's with the family that we are following, like the ones that are narrating to us, or if it's with the other family. And it just, yeah, you have this kind of like rubbed wrong reason, and obviously things go wrong because it's a book and it's gonna go that way. At first, when I was reading this book, it was giving me a lot of anxiety, and I don't know if in general I was just feeling anxious in life or if it was actually the book. But the idea of my daughter being able to be taken from me because somehow she was switched at birth, like, stresses me out. Obviously, like, who wouldn't be stressed out by this situation, right? And so, yeah, it was giving me a lot of anxiety. I also found that, like, when I was reading the book, like, I was moving through it and I was entertained and I was like, yeah, this is good. But then, like, when I would put it down, there was nothing, like, pulling me back. Like, I really want to pick up that book again. I kind of had to this past weekend just really, like, be like, okay, just come on, pick up the book. Let's finish this book up. You've been reading it for a while. I think that I could really enjoy this author's writing and possibly other stories. This story just wasn't for me. I did find this other book by JP Delaney, so I'm really glad that Gabby introduced me to this writer, because I think that there's potential that I could like this story quite a bit. I think there's a lot of potential for me to like this author. I just think the story maybe was a little off. So this one is about these two girls who move into an apartment, and it's aesthetically completely controlled by the architect. He's like, you're not supposed to transform the space. You're supposed to transform yourself. It kind of sounds similar to Lock Every Door by Riley Sager to me. I haven't read that one either, but I don't know if they're similar or not. But possibly this would be maybe a little bit more up my alley, and I'm happy to be trying out another J.P. Delaney book eventually. Now I have one last book. It is The Troop by Nick Cutter, and I know Gabby was actually just talking about this in one of her videos of like books that give you nightmares, and so I'm excited to be starting the audiobook of this one really soon. I just downloaded it on Hoopla, and I'll probably start it tomorrow, maybe Wednesday. Definitely by Wednesday when I start commuting back and forth from school. So I'll let you guys know how that one goes soon. Okay guys, just a quick update on The Troop. I think I'm getting close to like 40 or 50% of the way through. I'm listening to it on audio while I'm commuting, and I don't know that I'm really enjoying it a ton right now. It's definitely pretty gross. I mean, if you guys haven't heard about this book, it's about this group of like Boy Scouts, but they're teens, and they're going on this hiking, camping trip on this island with their scoutmaster, and then this guy shows up, and he's like skinny and gross and sick looking, and he's just like, I'm so hungry, and he's sitting here like eating dirt, and like he just is starving. But you can tell something's just really not right about him. And then, you know, like there's things moving under his skin and worms, and just it's pretty gross. So right now I'm just finding it gross and not really like all that intriguing. I kind of almost wish that I was reading this physically, because there's moments when they're talking about like research something going on where this actually became a thing in a like research lab or something, and so we're kind of flashing over to some of that, and I think it would have been easier to see that reading wise and how that went and be able to keep the characters straight. And then trying to keep all the boys' names straight at first was kind of like, wait, what? Who are we talking about? So I don't know. I'm liking it okay right now, but it's nothing like that's really amazing to me. And that's where we're at. Okay guys, it's time to wrap up this vlog. I finally finished The Troop, and it was gross. I think that's the consensus from everybody who has read this book. It is really, really gross. So I was thinking about it, and I feel like this book is a mix between Saw, for its just kind of gross, gory nastiness, and what's it called, Lord of the Flies, because you have this like group of boys who end up isolated, and then they start doing some crazy things because they aren't living by societal rules because nobody else can see them, you know. So that's my mixture for this book. It's, yeah, I think I ended up giving it a 3-star. I don't know. It was just too much towards the grossness for me, and I didn't enjoy that. Definitely you can see like how this awful circumstances brought out the worst in these kids in a lot of ways. And maybe, yeah, just pretty much all of them. It brought out some really bad things in them, some more than others, and some of them maybe a little more redeemable. But it just, yeah. If you liked Lord of the Flies or Saw, or you think a good combination of those two would work for you, then this book would probably be interesting to you. But I just found it gross. So, besides that, I also read Playing Nice. I think I said I gave this one a 4-star. I'm excited to pick up something else by this author, because I do like the way that he writes short chapters that really keep you turning. And It was an interesting book. I just don't know that the exact premise was great for me, but it was good. Like, it was interesting. And then I also read The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren, and I adored this book. It's definitely a 5-star read for me. This was super awesome. Loved it. So those are 3 books that I read that were recommended as some of Gabby Reads favorites. If you guys haven't checked out her channel, I definitely would. Does this mean that our tastes align? I don't know yet. Obviously, I'm going to take some more romance recommendations from her, and I'm probably still going to take some other recommendations from her because these books were not bad in any way. I still enjoyed them. They just weren't like 5 stars for me, and I am curious to do this again and see if it works out even better. But definitely found a favorite of the year from Gabby, so thank you for that. And I think that's all I got for you guys. So we're gonna get this vlog up, and I hope you guys like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon.